Hi, I'm Andrew Schierberg, attorney and owner at Stages Elder Law and Estate Planning. And I've been accused of liking to talk a lot. So I've challenged myself to come up with some videos where I explain an elder law or estate planning related topic in under 5 minutes. So here we go. Let's talk for a few minutes about the idea of annually reviewing your important documents and having an annual family business meeting. So a lot of times people will get a will or trust or power of attorney or whatever their estate plan is. They'll get an estate plan done at some point in their life, and it sits in the back of the file cabinet. Hopefully it stays in the file cabinet, doesn't get lost, but hopefully they still have it. But it'll sit there, and no one ever touches it. It gathers dust, and a couple decades sometimes go by, and people say, I should probably look at that document. I'm getting a little older, and I don't really remember what it says. Or one of the questions we hear frequently is, well, my will still names a guardian for my kids, and my kids are in their 30s now. Don't worry, that part's okay. That just doesn't apply when they're adults. But it's still a good idea to have your documents reviewed, or to review them yourself at least. I think it's good to review them annually. I think it's good to take them out, look to make sure nothing's changed. Has there been a loss in the family? Is somebody named in those documents no longer with us? Has there been a divorce? Those are two, kind of big changes that can affect the documents and the validity of the documents or the usefulness of them, particularly in situations where there aren't backups named in the document. I think it's also important to just take a deeper dive into our estate plan documents when we have major life changes. So again, a divorce would be a major life change. Retirement is a major life change. Moving to a new area is a major life change. Having kids, if we're kind of on, the opposite end of the elder law spectrum, when we're starting out and we're having a new family, it's really important to have those documents in place and then looked at every so often to make sure that they reflect what you want, because life changes. I've had clients who come in who have named a sibling, let's say, to be the guardian of their minor children, and that sibling moves out of town, and they reconsider. Maybe they want somebody who's local. They want their kids to stay here. There's lots of different reasons why people want to make those changes, but if you don't take that time to at least look at those documents once a year or so often, every so often, you may not realize that you need to make those changes. And again, when there's major changes in life, those things can affect what our plans are. This is, I think, critically important on the elder law side of things. When someone has a diagnosis, it may be that they had some pretty basic plans in place before, and this diagnosis is making them either concerned about incapacity or life expectancy. And so having that chance to look over the plan and make sure that it's consistent with what their needs are now, I think, is critical. The other part of that is what I call the family business meeting. And for this, I just mean that as we see this from time to time, whether it's married couples or a single or widowed person having the conversation with their kids, we sometimes take for granted what other people know about our situation. So, you can have this documented. I think that's a great thing to do is, with your estate planning documents, have a list of where your accounts are at, your insurance policies, investments, all those kind of things, that if something happened to you tomorrow, that someone could go and look and they could easily find these things. Because the probate process is stressful, and even if we're avoiding probate and we're just talking about kind of managing assets after a person's died through a trust, it still can be stressful. And it's extra stressful for your loved ones if they don't know where to find things, or if they just kind of keep finding things over time. That becomes kind of difficult to manage. So have it documented and then have those conversations. Sometimes you realize that as you have these conversations, maybe you've changed banks and you didn't set up an account properly. It doesn't have a payable on death beneficiary. Maybe you didn't set it up as a joint account and you wanted it to be a joint account. There's lots of things to consider, but I think having that annual meeting, again, either with your spouse or your children, whatever the situation is, or both, to say, here's kind of where our things are. You don't have to talk about amounts of things if it's your kids and you want some privacy, but just letting them know where things are in case something happens to you can save them so much stress if something does happen to you. Stay tuned for us for more videos like this, and also if you'd like to book an appointment with us, you can do that very easily by calling us or visiting our website where you can book a time that's convenient for you.